That works. Can somebody check the stream audio, see if anybody's coming through?
Yep, give me 1 second.
And then somebody else keep talking.
I can hear myself.
I got a great story. So, this morning, Ripley was on the couch as I'm putting my shoes on.
Yeah, we're good.
He gets eye contact with me to maintain dominance, and he's like, look at what I'm about to do, Mom.
Beautiful.
Look at what I'm about to do.
A lot of echo.
And he squats, and he sticks his ass out, and he starts peeing on the couch while maintaining eye contact.
hell
no!
Some kind of defecation.
Oh, hell no!
That is a power move.
And I start, like, tripping over my shoes, going like, no! And he's giving me this, like, see what I'm doing, Mama? I'm getting ready!
All right.
And I caught him, like, right before he did it, and I threw him in the litter box, and he's like, what are you so mad about? See, I'm using the litter box.
And you're like,
I'm
dominance.
Like, little fucker. He just gave me the innocent look, and I'm like, this is the third time he's done this shit in a row.
All right, so
This week.
I'm going to do a small recap for those who couldn't hear the previous audio. So basically what happened was they were talking about some strategies and things like that, and then they decided to scry on the king, Dawnforged branch, and they quickly found that Zephyr found as she was trying to scry him, she was pulled into the ruby eye, the ruby in place of an eye that the king had under his eye patch that seems to absorb magic, and she was pulled in and trapped inside while she was spying on him. And then when she tried to leave, the walls of the red prison started to collapse in on her, and she tried different magics to try to get herself out, including, casting Moonbeam, Ball of Fire, and then she found out healing magic created a clear point where she could pass through and heal just enough that she wasn't crushed to death inside of the crystal eye, and woke up in her body, and she was just going to recap what she'd seen for everybody.
Moonbeam.
So we're gonna rewind back to that point so that way
Okay, so recapping. So I couldn't get out, and all I really heard is he's disturbed. He truly believes he's doing what's best for the Dwarven people, but he's not there anymore. He thinks letting the Dugar take apart the city is for the best. He's building something, and he definitely wants to kill us. He's still looking for Gimzek. He's still looking for his Nini and her husband. He wants them dead. He wants us dead. He's getting impatient with Rash as his spy master. He can't be talked down. He can't be reasoned with. And he's sobbing, and he's scared. He's very scared. And like I said, the only thing that worked was healing magic. And it's making me wonder that maybe the only thing I can use, maybe if we could remove the ruby, maybe we could make him better instead of just
rip out his eye. Got it.
I do like that, but we might be able to heal. It might be some sort of like infection there too.
Well, I'm saying
we
might not be able to use any magic weapons or any magic whatsoever on him, except healing got me out of there. So healing the ruby thing might be able to get us to pull it out.
I have a question.
Yes, blood scale.
You know how my axe likes to eat magic?
I've heard that, yes.
What if we try that?
Yeah, if that
I
doesn't
do like
work,
things that
maybe
eat magic,
healing could be
except for
the
the
only
that I
thing
hate.
we have.
Yeah, alright, so you guys are gonna have to do this without me, pretty much. I can use hypnotic pattern still, and I can slow, and maybe hold him in place with telekinesis.
Buddy, he's gonna be surrounded by people. You can murder all the people you want.
I don't like murdering people, it's just something I have to do often.
Sorry. All the Duragar you want.
I
And they're
don't like...
dicks.
That's not because they're Duragar, it's because they're,
No, but these Duragar are obviously dicks.
That's true.
You can
In any
murder as
case-
many Duragar as you want.
I think we should be ready for no magic to work. Is all I'm thinking, right?
Yeah,
like,
we
just
have
in
to be
case,
ready.
If
that.
if the king can block all sorts of magic, there's a chance that we could run into a bunch of magic stymie. So let's make
Exactly.
sure
So
if
any
we're
magic
leading...
weapons, any potions, anything that has.
But what if he
magic.
works like that giant eyeball? I mean, who's a thought?
No, it could be. I'm just saying if we have a plan
That
that
eyeball had
involves
to look at you.
magic, make sure to have a B plan. That's all. That's all.
You
I'm
have to
saying.
have non-magical items, just in case, ready. And I am going to have a slew of healing ready, just in case. And Uza will make sure that he has healing ready.
I will make sure, if it's alright with you, I'd love to have some of those potions you're cooking up, just in case, because right now my sword is magic, everything I have is magic, so if something comes for me that is not magic, I have a dagger
Yeah.
right now.
I have healing potions that I can share. So
Will we have
He
any
meant the
extra,
weird
like,
one.
paralysis or, like, itchy face or whatever the other ones are?
Oh, I'm
If you have
working
any
on,
spares,
we're
I'd like-
working on the Mauling Madness and the Fire Scritch and the Dead Man's Revenge.
Great.
Those should be ready by tomorrow
Perfect.
if
I'll
everything
just-
goes according to plan. We
If
have
I
to
can just
check
get-
on her tomorrow.
If I can just get one just in case, that'd be great. Is Michael back?
Just breathing.
Breathing heavily.
Is he driving down the road?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
I
now.
can hear you.
Hear you.
Hey.
Hey.
Can you not
How
hear
about now?
us?
Yeah, we can
We can
hear
hear
you.
you.
We
Yeah,
heard you
you're
the
just
first
like-
time.
You're molesting your microphone, though.
It does sound
I
rather
don't-
sensual.
Not the word I would go with, but alright.
Yeah, quit papping your microphone, man.
All right, so he's muting real quick while he decides to unmolest it. So he's probably changing the
Tap
settings
when
so
I
he can hear us. Perfect.
But it's working.
While
Alright,
he's
so
reconnecting,
we-
is there anything else anybody wanted to do tonight?
To give my armor back to Asnini and her husband to continue working on.
You walk over, they both look sweaty and exhausted, and she kind of just nods and holds out her hand and then pulls it in, looks at her husband, he nods, and then he goes over and you see him bring like a stool over to the workbench because he's now considerably shorter than she is. And as she starts to work, he just kind of steps up onto the steps, and they kind of look at each other, share a smile, he kisses her forehead, and they go back to work.
Is the room still down? Like, how are people feeling?
Yeah, all the magic doors are still up and available.
No, I mean, like, how's the room feeling?
Morale!
Oh, morale,
How's
everybody...
morale?
Morale feels stagnant. Everybody's kind of tired, and there's
Okay, I'm
a
gonna-
lot of like end of a heavy work day. Everybody's
They jaunty did.
Bust out my
I
finger violins, and I'm gonna sing them a jaunty tune.
I'm sorry, you're
something,
what?
Something they would enjoy. I have these two rings that I can rub together, and they make violin noises. So,
Your finger violins.
yes, the world's smallest violin playing just
Well,
for
play
you.
them for us.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start slow to get everyone into ramp up into some sort of cool song we're gonna like.
Before he starts, I mention I have learned Wall of Stone, and I figure we could use that to our advantage in a fight to split
Yeah, get that
enemies.
night wall.
perfect.
So
Absolutely.
I'm going to rest on that and use that have that ready for tomorrow in case we need it
Cool.
instead
I like
of mass cure wounds.
it. Nice.
Unless you guys think I should use mass.
I don't know. Mass cure wounds is pretty great to have.
Figuring our paladin's missing, it might be a good idea to have mass cure wound.
I do have more healing
Alan?
now.
Can you heal everybody at the
much-
same time?
I cannot.
All right, I'll use mass cure wounds instead. But I do have Wall of Fire, so I can still split our ranks.
I also have wall of fire.
And you have Wall of Fire, so we
And
can.
you have wall of
work-
fire! And you have wall of fires for everybody!
You and I can work together to split ranks if we
Totally.
have to.
Create a funnel.
Uh huh.
Build funnels.
And I think I'm gonna unfocus and focus on control water too if I have to. So I'll have blight, wall of fire, and control water.
Are we doing spell
I
prep?
like it. Ty did a 22 for my performance of a song that will bolster allies.
Is
Or
this
help
the next?
morale.
Is this the next morning or is this still at night?
Still at night.
This is at night.
Perfect. And then
I'm
so
trying to strategize here, but
as you start the performance, the rest of you are privy to this new song that is just leaping out of the mind of Visair as the rings seem to have more power than you thought, as you're able to just whatever springs in your mind seems to be added. The tempo picks up, and you see like some of the guards kind of look over and start to nod and kind of get some thumbs up. Like, that's just what we needed. And then you got even Gimzek looks up from his work and is like, oh well, that is quite the thing that you've. Wow. And then he kind of goes back to work.
A person, a big elf.
You do see through the door of the forge as Nini has picked up her smaller husband and started dancing with him standing on her feet, and they're kind of doing a jaunty little jig as they're kind of going around and taking a small break.
Nice.
should I have control water or ice storm?
It's up to
Does
you.
Ice Storm slow people?
Oh no, ice storm is 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, 2d8 bludgeoning damage, 4d6 cold damage on failed saves. It's difficult terrain. It's instantaneous.
Oh, difficult terrain is
Control water.
great. Uh-huh.
It's instantaneous, but control water lets me flood an area, but it has to have I have to have freestanding water somewhere nearby. But I can flood an area, I can move, like I can cause a wave to crash and like move heavy, huge or smaller vehicles or things over, capsize shit.
The cool thing with the that ice storm thing is that it will create difficult terrain for people to get out of, and then I can just whammy them with. Water, I'm sure we could try a combo too. I know we can for sure we can.
Ice storm could slow
Ice
people
storm.
down, so you could hit them heavy too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
I can
so
just toss
I'll-
a
With the
fireball
control
right in the
water,
middle of
you'll
that.
need either standing water or another spell to summon water for that to be any effective. I think your ice
Yeah, I
storm
would
do
have
that.
to have water around in order to use it, so ice storm would be better because I can just summon that shit.
Super down.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I have the best. I do have tidal wave, which is pretty much the same thing.
Do you have to have an ocean?
And that
nearby?
one does damage. And no, I don't. It just summons a wave of water that does damage and knocks shit over.
Do it, Joe.
Nice.
It's pretty much
Yeah.
the same thing.
Won't that hurt our fire friend if she gets too close?
No, it'll hurt anybody that gets in the way. It just.
That's fair.
I'm gonna undo speak with plants and plant growth and focus on call lightning.
Well,
Maybe
Ty, if you were
dispel
waiting on me
magic?
to
Oh yeah. We could do Uza's little track now.
Yeah, let's do his
Perfect.
track.
Okay. I didn't know, like, you guys were planning, and I was just. All right, perfect. So, so go ahead and make a stealth check, and then also need one from you, Tazir.
Woo! Not a very stealthy thing to say, unfortunately.
Jazz, why don't you do your thing?
Pass without a trace.
Yeah.
Go
Don't
ahead
I
and,
got a stealth check first?
No, you can't. You can. Usually you cast it, then stealth check.
Oh, yeah. That would make sense.
All right, and then go ahead and get to those stealth checks. So you get the +10. 21 for Daz.
Oh, good. My computer's fucking up again.
We'll roll it for you.
Woo.
It's super
No,
weird.
hold on a second. I got it.
Okay.
I'm just not fucking meant to play D&D tonight.
Super weird, man.
No.
I'll have to come over and look at that. What's going on?
Well, I'm on my laptop and it's still fucking up.
Super weird. Okay. So 37 altogether.
Wow.
37!
Uza disappears.
Oh,
and
hey,
appears-
Vax.
Try
I
not to
didn't know you were
disappear
here.
when you're walking through the parking lot.
And so you appear in your own campaign. You're wondering what the hell is going on, and then just for a second, then you're back. So as you
unicorn.
and Tazira stick to the shadows, how would you like to make your? Just want to sneak through the streets? Do you want to use the secret passages? Do you want to?
Remind me, the clock tower, is it closer to the bar or the Tinkerer's Guild?
It's beyond the Tinkerer's Guild, so it's the probably the farthest away point. Marked as a location. So, but
Okay.
it's going to be closer to the Tinkerer's Guild.
So I'll head out that exit,
Perfect. And
making sure we avoid the trap set,
perfect. And
because I have them written down.
you have the map, and it's kind of with your innate your fascination with maps. You by now have memorized exactly where everything is as far as, and you quickly and deftly move around them. Taz occasionally making the slightest bit of noise behind you, but you yourself, Taz, you see as Uza moving through the shadows. You'd expect his wings to catch on something, but they're always moving and around, shaping to his body and shaping to the shadows. He even occasionally stops and uses it to like shadow his face once you get up onto the street level. As you guys are moving through the streets, you do see several guards of the regular, not Duergar guards, moving through the city. They're just talking to each other as they're moving through. It just seems to be a patrol of 2 people.
Okay. I'll try to stick to the alleyways as best I can to make my way to the clock tower and looking for anti-bird measures.
All right, so as you guys are kind of making your way through, as you make your way through one alley, you do notice that there are nets over the top of some alleys. And as you get closer to the Tinkerer's shop and pass by it, you do see there are a ton of nets hanging in the up and above you. They're hard to see at first because they are painted black. You keep moving through and make your way towards clock tower. As you kind of come up on the clock tower, the little Hooverville, the shanty town that you'd seen pop up there, it's about half the size it used to be. Nobody is moving this time of night.
Not even no Claddock.
Make a perception check.
Can do.
You do see Claddock actually. As you're kind of walking through, you do see him. He's asleep in himself is in this kind of smaller tent that you looking at it is made out of. It's knitted from clothes to make a tent.
I'm going to move into the tent and rouse him.
Okay, how do you want to wake up Claddock?
Just kind of gently moving his foot. Nothing too. I don't want him to blurt out, but just kind of like a gentle, "Hey, sweetheart, it's time to get up for school."
Okay, and then as he's looks up.
It's me. It's me. Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to wake you up.
Time for food already. He stretches out. Off to the mines that wait. Shakes his head. Elder? He looks around. Oh, no. Shakes his head again. How I helped it. Kind of blinks and rubs his eyes.
Claddock, do you remember me?
Yes. I do
Okay,
forget a bird, man.
Yeah,
With such striking features. Oh,
thank you. It's the jawline, the beak line.
the
Anyways,
beak
hey,
line. Yes.
yeah. So real quick, didn't want to wake you up.
Oh, it's fine. But what can I?
Well, I think some good times might be coming up soon.
That is of excellent news.
Really soon.
Oh.
Really
He
soon.
kind of like looks both ways. He goes to pull the tent shut, and then he finally sees you, Tazir. He's like, oh, is
She's cool.
Shh.
ah.
Pretend I'm not here.
Oh, I would do you no such dishonor. And he kind of like gives you like this curt little bow. And you meeting him Claddock for the first time, you see he's got almost no hair, just fine wisps of white hair coming top and out the back. Go and see him. He'll be in your handouts for.
I bow back awkwardly. As awkwardly as possible.
And you see, as you bow back, a smile just kind of crosses his old face, and you see about 4 teeth left. You notice he does have, as you bow in the light of your hair, it's the tent a little. You do notice he has tattoos going kind of up his nose and then back to the back of his head of very dwarf. That's do you know this service is to ignore you? If you're a friend of my friend, then you're a friend of Claddock. Become part of Claddock clan. And he kind of like nods to
I
you
like
and then
that.
turns back to you.
I like that, Claddock. I like it, Claddock clan. Anyways, so good
Yes.
times
Yes.
coming in soon. Really, really soon.
Okay.
So I wish I had swung by earlier, and I apologize for that. But if we can get the word out, if we can tell people when they hear the bellow of a dragon that if they wish to fight, that is the time. But if they wish to hide, then to stay off the streets.
Where will this fight be? Yet, or is it just fight anyone we can fight? It's not a hard sell around.
That's pretty much anyone that you can fight. Kingsguard seem to be pretty cool.
Give them a rest of the.
It's the Duragar kind of dicks.
The guards most quite a few dicks as well, but you know that's neither here nor there.
True.
It's here. It's the reason why shit like because they backed up that asshole. Sorry, haven't had my coffee. Well,
It's all right.
Oh, what time is it? He kind of like peeks his head out of the tent and sees the clock tower. Oh, gonna sleep for 3 hours, and I'm tired. Hate it when that happens. So fight the dragon's roar and sounds sing. You brought us weapons or armor or anything useful?
Unfortunately, no, but I figured at least we can get the word out to those who do have them, and more importantly, keep the innocents off the streets.
I will spread the word, and hopefully the word brings us it brings us a bit better fight. This fight, I think, will be interest of more than just the clan of Claddock.
Hopefully. Either way, I think you'll be seeing up the, I forgot their name. And my computer's acting too slow.
Whose name?
The name of the crystals.
Oh, the Zealer Akeem.
The Zealer Akeem. I think you'll be seeing the Zealer Akeem sooner than you originally thought.
That would be to see, and hopefully I make it through the fight. You know, with even the 3 that I have left. He kind of smiles again, gestures to his teeth. If nothing else, I will see the Zealer Akeem. He looks up. And the Zealer Akeem are dark. They're even darker than you. See even more complex waves. It's ever so hard to see with the purple on 30 perception, so you're good. You do see faint waves of that underwater pattern of
Purple. Just tomorrow. Don't look at the Zealer Akeem.
very well.
It's going to aid us in the fight, and I'd rather not Well, I'd rather not get friendly fire, you know what I mean?
Of course, yes. Although friendly fires are, quite the thing. Hearthstone always welcomes friends.
True, but this one won't.
Oh, well, in that case, I will not look at it.
Okay. I'll get you up close and personal with it once it's good to go, but we need to head back. Sorry to wake you, and spread the word.
Oh, I sleep too.
Be careful.
You as well. It sounds like you're far more dangerous position than
I'm going to hand him a dagger and a ration.
Perfect. Mark him off.
Yep. Got it.
Weapon fit for he kind of, as he kind of like looks at it, he kind of hefts it, and then he kind of rolls it across his fingers, flips it in the air 3 times, and it does like a triple flip, and he catches it perfectly. I remember a bit of this, and he kind of does it again. Still got it.
You are just full of surprises.
Oh.
Oh,
well.
and here, and you know what? I'm not using it. A short bow with, we'll say 30 arrows.
This I know the perfect person. This should help, but at least, it's much easier to get people to follow you when you're not in that. I can show them a thing or two when moving. And he kind of like cracks his neck a little bit. You see he's like now practicing with he puts the bow down and the arrows and he kind of like pats it down, then slides it under his little bedroll, which you just see is just really a bunch of old blankets that have been layered on top of each other.
I'm familiar with that bedroll.
It does look very similar to what he slept in as a king.
Yeah. To better beds and to better nights. And we're gonna head out.
Very well, and hopefully, the nights are filled with more than just sleep. And he lays back down, playing with the dagger as you guys make your way out. Are you thinking back the way you came?
Yeah.
So, was there anything you wanted to say or do, Taz?
No.
Okay. All right. So,
Well, I appreciate the company. I really didn't want to come out here by myself.
Perfect. All right. 2 more stealth checks.
I'm here for the cloaking effect.
Oh, come on. 32.
32. And Taz? And this time, both of you just you look over as Taz's flames seem to retreat almost into herself, and looking back, you see only the 2 flaming pupils, bright and staring back at you, as you pull again your wings tighten close to you and get low to the ground to scurry your way back to the tunnel with them. Looking around you, you do see, the same 2 guards still wandering back and forth. They look like they don't seem very perturbed by anything.
Are they dwarves or Duragar?
Those are dwarves.
Okay. Okay. All right. Unless Taz had anything else to do, I think we'll just head back.
All right, so you guys head back into the cave and make your way back to where everybody else is. It's getting to be about 11 p.m. Everybody else, did you all go to sleep?
I did.
You guys still up? Is that not what sleep
I
people
got a
say?
big day tomorrow.
What did you leave a sign out?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a sign on my door that says I have a big day tomorrow. Don't wake me.
You'll be like, my mom says I have a big day tomorrow.
I'm gonna read the note. I'm gonna open the door. But Sarah, did you leave this note out here?
How do I roll to not be woken up?
Let's do a perception check at disadvantage. Oh wait, as you open the door and stick your head in, you try to say something and it's completely silent. And as you open the door, you're looking confused, and all of a sudden you just see Faf, who's curled up on Visea's chest, just look at you, shake his head, and then like gesture you out.
Got my back.
Just gonna
It's not just
try to talk.
faffing it.
Just move my. I'm gonna take an arrow out. And when I hit it on the ground, does it make any noise?
Nope.
I'm gonna just shake my head and close the door. This is weird.
Yeah.
Magic
Just
is
got
weird.
weird.
I don't want to know what they do in there that needs a fucking soundproofing, but whatever. No judgments.
Oh no, you do know. You've heard one or two to three snores as Visera goes to sleep, and then it's instantly quiet after that.
This is long established.
That's right.
So you all head to your own rooms, I assume, and
I'm gonna bunk with Bloodscale again, but yeah, if he's not leaned against the door, because I know that's his thing.
Bloodscale, are you
You
leaning against
both?
the door?
Why not both?
No, I actually would have still been up, just piddle farting around.
Okay, you go to open the door and you see Bloodscale kind of look over as you walk in.
I mean, like I wasn't even in the room.
Oh,
I would've
okay.
just
So you see Bloodscale kind of wandering around, small talk with people.
Give him the thumbs up. I think we're good.
I'll turn it.
I think we're good. I'm gonna go to sleep. I have spells to prepare.
Bloodscale, are you also going to sleep eventually?
Eventually.
Perfect. What would you like to do?
There's nothing of import that's happening in between.
How do
Okay.
you want?
Perfect. So, eventually, you also make your way to sleep. You notice Gimzek has fallen asleep at the little table, and you see Fendrick. He kind of starts nodding off, and
Shabbos too.
he looks over and he kind of.
Shit.
What are you singing?
Oh shit, my mic's on. Sorry. I knew that was gonna happen
Oh
someday.
my
God
god!
damn it.
Amazing, amazing.
That's
Okay.
Just sitting here singing All Star to myself and fucking.
That's fucking great. That's the
What
real
a
reason he
song to be
soundproofed.
singing! What
That's
a
the real
song!
reason.
Oh my god! It is so gentle. I was like, wait a minute, what's happening? Oh my god! Oh,
Sorry about
Somebody wants
that.
to
Sorry,
tell you
everybody.
you weren't
Didn't
the
mean to
sharpest
break
tool in
your
the shed.
immersion.
oh shit!
The immersion, no.
So, as you see, Gimzek is completely passed out at the work table that they've set up, and you see Fendrick. He's starting to nod off as well, and he kind of looks up and he puts down the magic wand stuff that he was working with, puts it back in his pocket. He kind of nods to you, and then he looks around, and you see him conjure up just this small blanket as he puts it over Gimzek as he sleeps. He yawns and then makes his way over to doors that's been summoned for. Oh no, he summons his own door. He can, and so you see him pop a door. He pulls out this small door out of his pocket and he throws it, and it seems to like stick in midair and then expand into a regular sized door. And he walks in and gives you one last nod before he disappears.
My door's cooler.
And as you go
Power.
you go into the door and you see. Are you still perched or are you laying down sleeping?
I'm perched.
You see Uza perched, nestled in, wings kind of up and enclosing him, and he's just kind of fluffing every once in a while. As you kind of find your own
As
sleep.
birds.
As birds do. The temperature in the room decreases rapidly. Gonna get just a.
Hold on.
Oh wait, who are you tuned to?
Shanoth.
Janoth? Okay, so with that, as you go to sleep, the room seems to darken ever so slightly.
That one's fine. That one's more considerate.
Well, and then so you do see some of the some crystals start to form. They're more of the shadow make rather than frost.
That's fine.
So the rest of you find your rest. You benefit from a long rest. Wake up the next morning.
Yay.
And as you're heading out, you see Rashildalin has. He's over at the kind of makeshift desk that he's made for himself, and you see he's armored for the first time that you've seen. He's wearing like this really kind of thicker leather armor with a big pauldron on one side, and you see he's just putting daggers into sheaths on him. You see he's just placing 12 daggers all over his body. And, so many daggers.
Dagger.
And he kind of looks up and like, look who it is. So, what'd you find out? I heard you found something quite interesting from all accounts, trapped inside the king's eye, eh? Or not? Okay, I'll just make some fucking coffee then. And he goes over and he starts making some
waking
coffee.
up. Who's he? What?
Well,
Who?
so you guys have, so weirdly enough, the doors seem to
Am I
synchronize.
muted?
Yeah, you were. I saw you
Oh,
move your
I'm
token.
sorry,
I
I
couldn't hear
did-
anything.
I said, well, I found out that he's getting awful tired of you.
Oh yeah, no, he's real tired of me not being able to find anything. But it's rather he turns on me than find the entire thing that's gonna throw him, overthrow him. So I got some misdirection
Realized
here
he
and
was
there.
so unhinged. He's sobbing uncontrollably and
Oh yeah,
thinking
that's
that he's saving the Dwarven people by handing it over to the Duergar.
oh he doesn't think he's handing it over. He thinks he's going to be the one true savior of the dwarven people when some sort of calamity
Yeah.
apocalypse sort of thing kicks off.
He's unhinged.
Oh, he's insane. That's why he needs to die. I mean,
Do you think
that
that
among many other reasons. What?
Do you think that the gem is responsible for part of this? Like, he seems like... Has he been like this his entire life, or was this a sudden thing?
No. Before I killed the spy master and took his place, somebody else was really taking all the notes there. But don't know too much about him before he took over. All I know is needs to die, and I don't care what his excuse for killing my family is. So that's as far as me and him are gonna go. I'm going to kill him, and then he'll be dead.
Eh.
Okay.
Hold up.
Anyway, coffee.
Excuse me,
Hold
hold
up.
up. He killed the
up,
last
Ragnar.
spy master?
What he said.
Hell, why am I asleep all the time?
No, you
All right.
you guys all came out at the same time.
Yeah, you would have
The
been.
doors
you
seem
would've been
to
up for this.
synchronize your sleep, no matter how much you slept in or not. You all come
Oh,
out at
great.
the same time.
Oh. I'm sorry, wait, did you say you killed the previous spy master?
Well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna get promoted on my own,
What?
I was a piece
Why
of shit
did
who had
you...
to- What?
Is this Rashilda that I'm talking to?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that just doesn't seem like the way to do things, that's all. Like, you killed him for a promotion?
No, I killed him to take his place. I mean, they weren't gonna let me be spy master. I needed to get next to the king. Originally, I was just gonna try to murder him at some point because he murdered my whole family, and decided this was gonna be the easiest way. And I found the one who was the biggest shithead to murder. I mean, he was, you see what I did with the king's guard. Imagine that in the wrong hands.
What happened to your family?
You told us. The
Oh.
king murdered them.
Uh,
I don't
well,
know if you were
no, no.
there.
No, if they, but like, sorry, I just mean, did the king have his ruby eye when that happened?
I don't know. He sent people to come and. It was in the early days. Well, they were just putting tariffs on everything and checking everybody who came into and out of the city, and I was told to get out or be homeless, and I didn't take too kindly to that. So I said, what are you gonna do? Force me out? Turns out, yeah, the shit had changed more than I thought, and as we were being thrown out, my wife was a bit of a hothead. She...
So this is after the king has sort of lost his mind.
I suppose so, yeah.
Do you have any documents from the previous spy master that know?
Oh yeah, I got tons. I mean, it's not like I killed his entire body of work. I mean, I got locks to chests, I got a big old desk full of shit. I mean,
Say
I got his whole
anything
office.
about this gem? Like,
This eye stone?
I mean, I could check on it, but it
Check
doesn't
on it.
matter. He needs to... What's all
that
this?
does matter.
Hold on. I get the revenge. I trust me. I literally just did that.
Uh-huh.
Still, might be nice to know that if I rip out this guy's eye and then suddenly he becomes a whimpering mess, who has no idea what the fuck happened for the past, I don't know, years, it would help me just, deal with the fact of what I'm doing if I knew what the fuck that was.
I was trapped
Okay.
inside that gem. What if, like, that person isn't really him?
You mean the crying baby king who is using his guards as a weapon and creating more and more dangerous things to try to kill people? I don't.
Yeah,
really,
did he always
Yeah.
cry like that? Was he always crying?
Exactly.
I don't know. I didn't know him. I mean, I wasn't part of the royal court or anything. I mean,
Is there anyone here
This
who
might be
did know
something
him?
No.
Hold on. Here's the problem we're running into. This seems a whole lot like a judgment for somebody wanting revenge, while we all understand what revenge is.
Oh, no judgment there. I'm really just trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, I don't
we
care
just
if you judge
kinda-
me or not. I mean, I want to kill someone. I know that is not necessarily the most, friendly thing to say. I want to murder him, though. I mean,
But see, here's the thing. We've all done the murder,
yes,
and sometimes it's necessary.
it is.
And I understand you killed your family. It's very necessary for you. I
Yes.
get that.
Okay,
Hey, I just want.
However,
want to
if
get
I
who-
rip out the guy's eye, and
Yeah.
he turns into whimpering, slobbering thing because he has no idea what's been going on for the past year, I'm gonna walk a little bit away and let you do you.
Yeah, see,
yeah.
I'm not, because I want to catch who actually killed your family, and if he's just a fucking puppet, we need to know. And if he is a
Yeah,
puppet, he may
that's
be
fair
our
too.
best way to find who killed your actual family.
All
It'd be
right.
like
Yes.
destroying the gun, but letting the murderer go, or destroying
Yeah.
the sword, but letting the murderer go free.
No, guns are a thing.
All right.
The gun, I mean.
For all we know, he could be possessed by a demon.
All right. Well, when you put it like that, I suppose.
And then you let the demon
I do
go.
want to kill the person responsible. I really don't care who it is. So I guess if that leads us to that, I mean, fine.
So
I'll let you rip his
so-
eye out, but
Yeah, so if
don't
we
make
rip
it
out his
pleasant
eye
for him.
and then he, oh, I'm gonna rip out his eye, and I should just extend my claws.
Oh, I like that.
Shink, 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 shink.
Damn, it's like a cat.
Could you check your files for anything about that eyeball before we get too far down this road? There might be some way to
Sure.
like disable
Remove
it.
Yeah, I
Um,
can take a look, I guess.
I would like to not get trapped in that again.
So what exactly happened? How did you get trapped in the eye? Like
I scried like I
Oh.
told you I would.
well,
I got stuck and I tried fighting my way out and I nearly died by casting aggressive spells, and then I had to heal my way out, and that was the only way to get out, and by healing I was able to get out. That might be
Don't demons usually use necrotic damage?
I was
yes,
zoning
and
out,
a good
didn't I?
way to get rid of some demons is to heal them. That doesn't
So-
work for all of them, mind you, but some demons you can actually heal them and kill them.
So
That
we could be dealing with a full-on possession over here.
I don't know. Like, it's a possibility.
Hey guys,
Hadn't thought of that. Lordy.
remember that one lady at the theater that got away? That got all tiny. and I was-
I do remember her.
She
Oh.
was pretty.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
I think that was
This was
before
before-
There's
Ooz's
no one-
time.
No.
Long before.
Has no one made the connection that if this might be a possession, that there's tons of fucking demons outside right now?
What?
I mean, that's a fair point. There's all those little demon monsters that die in the sun.
Yeah?
Did
do
we like
remember
honestly
this.
all forget about those things?
No,
No,
I had them
remember
as
the
part of the
creatures.
plan, you asshole.
Oh
I
no, I
legit
know.
did.
I'm
What's
just
going on?
There
so
were little demon creatures outside, like,
on your way back from Deep Delver Mine is when you saw them. They were like these woeful creatures, and you saw these little ones that had like just basically mouths and that were running.
God, we're finding the root, aren't we?
No.
That game just came out and we're already stealing from.
Hey, listen, they stole from me at this point.
That's a fair point. I'm gonna give you that one. On this,
come on, Chunkamunk.
the wedding of my daughter and the birth of my granddaughter.
God damn, dude.
Oh, the leopard jeggings.
Where we just went. So let's reel it back.
So, all right. So,
Hold on, I'm gonna
all
put a
right.
horse head in your bed.
You're gonna pull his eye out, which hopefully will be painful, and then we'll wait to see. We'll get to see what happens after that. And so when scrying, did you hear about did he mention what he was building or anything like that?
He mentioned the crystals. the, how he's going to build it up to be the greatest thing in the world.
The crystals. What crystals?
Was
You
it
mean the
Constructs.
Zealer Akim or oh,
Zealer-
constructs?
Yeah, and he was talking about constructs, and now he wanted.
Oh,
He was
God.
thinking about releasing them
Oh God. Okay. Did he mention releasing them for what?
to find what you couldn't.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Okay.
What creatures are those, by the way?
Well, I don't know exactly, but if they're constructs, that means they're not something we can convince to fight for us or anything like that. That's something.
We're talking the things that you got guarding the doors right now, right?
Yeah, those are constructs. Those are some, steel golems, but
Shit.
yeah.
Oh, but aren't those controlled by a weird headbandy?
yeah, actually,
Good luck removing them.
Oh, we got a wellspring of magic here with like Mysair and Greg. Well, what if we make it one that just works on everybody?
Good luck.
It's worth a shot. If we can get a headband that works on all the constructs here, maybe we can
is
get
there-
a headband that works
In
on all
less
the...
than 24 hours?
I don't know. I'm just trying to throw out ideas. I'm not the smart boy. That
do need
sounds
to go talk to
hilarious to me.
Helmata. I do need to go talk to Helmata and see if the potions are ready.
Oh, yeah, definitely need to do that.
Well, ask Fendrick to... Well, I don't know. You could probably change yourself.
I'm gonna change into something.
what would you like to change it to?
Probably a rat.
Okay.
Probably something fast.
What's your rat speed?
Got a whole
Yeah,
rat.
I gotta look up some stuff. Let me
Okay, no
look
worries.
up my little
Okay.
dudes.
All right. So while
See
she's figuring out what to transform, anybody else want to check in on anything or do anything?
So just to make sure, he's looking through the old Spymaster's notes to find out about that.
Yeah.
Is there a way to like help him make that go faster, maybe?
He's right now he's going through a bunch of notes. He's like, unfortunately, mostly of the stuff I have here is more concerned with more recent events. I'm gonna have to go back into that hellhole and try to figure out, see if I can find something about you said it's a gem in his eye, any particular color, or...
What about a cat?
It's red. He has a red eye. And like, is there anyone that you know who may have known the king from before, like maybe a long-standing friend who's part of our little rebellion here,
Or some of the guild masters that have been around a bit
or
longer?
guild masters maybe?
I mean, there's always, the oldest guild master here is, hell's his name? The frickin' writes things down, the archivist. Volkir Runecloak. I think he's probably the one of the oldest standing who would know more about King. As hell, he's so old he might even know the king before the king before the king.
That's great. All right, so you check those older notes if you can, and then I'll follow up with him, see if he knows anything.
All right then, sounds like a
Can we
plan.
do a cat?
Cat.
I don't have one in my thing, but cat has double the speed of a rat.
Yeah. So you had.
Oh, man.
Yep, 40
Dropped
feet. You have 2 hit points as a cat. Go ahead and add this to your shapeshift.
Yeah, just run like a bastard.
And what kind of cat would you like to look like?
Probably a black cat because
What?
it would
No, I don't
You don't want to
believe
look
you.
like an overweight 32-pound, long-haired, gray and white cat.
a beautiful, gorgeous cat named Xavier.
Yeah.
Fat bitch.
God, he just struggled to sit up. It was
Big
great.
fat motherfucker.
Or a spicy boy named Ripley.
Oh man.
No, I want to look like a gorgeous, beautiful girl named Siberia.
Perfect. So, you basically turn into Siberian. And then, so the rest of you watches as Zephyr shrinks down into her small cat form.
Kitty.
Muse.
Blood scale sneezes.
You.
Oh no, it's a dragonborn sneeze.
I was gonna say you're in blue.
But you.
Uh,
Well, I'm sneezing into my elbow. I'm just gonna
Okay,
hurt
alright.
myself.
No, you can't hurt yourself with your.
I have manners, you son of a bitch.
I was like, she has 2 health points. What if you just
Yes.
sneezed her out of cat?
I'd say I'm sorry, but that was funny.
Okay, so you make your way down as the cat, and you're just headed straight to Helmatis.
Yep.
Perfect. And then everybody else, what are we?
Did anybody go with, or
I'm going to talk to the old man.
I'm
Perfect.
sure Mesnos would find a way to go with.
Mesnos.
Absolutely.
He's gonna take his dwarf form, kind of run along after you. He has to sprint to keep up with your regular running speed, but he still makes it. Short little. There's
Just a
his-
small
there's-
baby boy!
There's his old tired dwarf form. I love it so much.
I wanted to get with Gimzik
Oh
to get
my.
a detailed description. Yeah.
I'll be right
Okay.
back, guys. So
Okay.
keep it on.
To get with Gimzik in order to discuss how hats of disguise work, how to best steal one off someone's head if I don't know what they look like. And then if he has one available or Rashildalin has one, just to practice with various heights.
Okay. So as you make your way over to Gimzek, he is still sleeping at the workbench. With you see a blanket kind of drooped. He's sleeping. His head. He's drooling just slightly, and his notes are starting to, like, just run a little bit throughout the night from his own slobber. But you do see, there's a bunch of stuff that he's been working on his desk as he's.
I will. I'm gonna drag the notes out so he doesn't drool on them,
Perfect.
and then I'll. I mean, when are we doing this tonight?
That's when the fight
That's
is.
when the fight is.
Okay. Well, I mean, how many hours away is that?
So it's about 8:30 in the morning. You guys probably have about 10 to 11 hours.
I'm just gonna pull the notes out from under his drool without waking him, and then I'm gonna let him sleep.
Sleight of
I'll
hand.
close the door. Sleight of hand. See if I can actually do this for once.
I believe in you.
Oh my god! I still rolled a fucking 5.
Dude, 17 though. You just slide it nice and quietly, and he doesn't even.
I finally did something with it. My highest stat.
Oh my
To
god!
not wake up the character.
Are you
I'm
serious?
I was really
How do you
hoping
get
you
to
not
plus
wanted
12?
to
That's
use
insane.
roguish expertise.
Roguish
Oh.
expertise, man.
It's fun.
Expertise.
All right, so you leave Gimzek to sleep, and you see coming out of the other door Fendrick. He's stretching and popping his neck. He kind of like rotates his hand and creates like a very small. Like, starts to eat it.
Muffin button.
Muffin button.
Hello, and he kind of makes his way past you, and he's like, "Oh, it's a good day not to be killed by a beholder. Am I right? Okay. I'm just gonna go see what Gimzek's doing, and
He's sleeping.
well, it's time for work then." He opens the door. Gimzek! I'm awake. I'm here for. Oh, yes, that's right. It's time for another beautiful day of working on all of these magical, wonderful things that you're able to do. Okay, can you just bring me some coffee? Coffee it is. And he kind of,
My highest stat bought him 30 more seconds. God damn it.
Sorry, bud.
Hey, Gimzik, since you're up.
Oh yes, what yes,
I
my
need
dear.
to
What's up?
know. Yes, sorry. Tried to let you sleep. But I need to know.
Sleep is
It's a crutch, right?
no, it's vitally important for functioning.
Very, very, very vital. Anyways, unrelated topic. Hats of
Oh.
disguise.
Hats of disguise. What about them?
I just need to know how they work and how
Oh.
to take one off someone's head whose height I don't know.
Well, they are. It is a bit difficult to know what height the person is at, but they're not a flawless disguise. They are very, very good. But if you study the person's movements long enough, you might be able to see, be able to glean the height of the person. And as far as snatching it, just need fast hands and hopefully this element of surprise.
I have literally fast hands.
Oh, well, that should serve you quite well.
This is
But
gonna be great. Okay. Do you have one that I could like practice with? Like we could put it on people and I can be like, whoosh,
well,
practice rehearsal.
I don't have one on me, but any hat should do as long as the thing you're practicing on changes height and is able to duck while being that new height.
Okay. Good talk. Thank you.
Of course, yes. Let them know that I'm done with the monocles.
Oh, I'm talking to the stone. Hey guys, Jim's done with the monocles.
Well, grab him and bring him back here.
I'm gonna grab him and I'm gonna bring him out there.
Perfect. And so as he kind of as you go to grab them, he's like, all right. So these lenses, I was able to make a total of 5, and so you can peer through a single one. And you see, I almost made 6, but unfortunately the last lenses broke. You see all of his goggles and glasses that you'd have brought him are all sawed in half, and these look like basically almost like half a spectacle that just hooks on around the nose. So it's not a monocle like on a chain. It goes on your ear and hooks on your nose, so it stays in place a little bit. Go ahead and show it
Neat.
to you guys in your notes for
Clarity.
yes, so the monocle,
Yes.
monocle of clarity, and so it has 4 different filters that you can peer through, and you see on the edge he points out, as you see here, this small triangle. If you rotate it, and he kind of twists it on the front of the lens, and you see the lens shimmer slightly in different color. It has there's one that can comprehend languages. This was very useful in my work, but now it'll be useful for you. And then there's one for dark vision, one for invisible, and one for true sight. Now, in order to use the invisible and true sight, it does expend one of the charges out of this magical item. It has 4 total, and regains 1d3 plus 1 each day at dawn. When you expend a
1d3.
charge, it gives you it gives you an hour of whatever you've activated, but the dark vision and comprehend languages work without expending the charges, and it should work to filter out any of the hypnotic pattern coming out.
That is so cool. I'm gonna grab it and try to put it on my face. Does it work with a beak?
Yes, yeah. As you put it on, as with all magical items, it shapes, and as you go to put it on, the smaller hook kind of widens, goes across your beak, and it has some pads at the bottom of it, so it holds it in place and feels.
Neat. Does this require attunement?
Yes, they will require attunement, but I think if I had longer, they wouldn't require attunement, but unfortunately, they do require attunement.
Well, we won't be greedy. This is amazing. Thank you. Guys, look! Monocles!
He said, turning to an empty room.
Oh, Bloodscale!
Oh,
look!
okay, I forgot Bloodscale was
Monocles!
there.
I'm gonna put a second one on my other eye,
Wait,
since
aren't you?
nobody else is there.
Wait, sir, aren't you there?
Am I there? Is this out where we are? Sorry, I thought he left.
Oh,
to
he
go
went to
talk
check
to
the
this
arc.
guy.
No, he was checking in with people who are still in this.
Oh, great. Sorry, my bad. Oh, that's great. I
Done.
grab one and check it out. Play with it.
And as you're flicking through things, you notice since you do speak Dwarvish as well, you notice there's some engravings and things on the wall here, and as you flip back and forth, you see the language changing from Dwarvish to common to Dwarvish to common.
Well, alright, I like that.
And
I turn it. I switch it to seeing invisible
it requires
and
so
look around the room.
you expend
Yeah,
a
I got it.
charge. Go ahead. You have to attune it
Oh.
before you can use the charges. The regular 2 will work without attunement.
Oh, gotcha. Alright, I'll start attuning to. Oh, shit. Do I have it? Yeah, because I lent somebody one of my magical items.
Perfect. All right, so you start attuning to your clarity.
I didn't hear. For the not getting hit by the hypnotic pattern, does it need to be?
No, would not require attunement for that.
Sweet, that's all I'm doing it for.
Perfect. And
Are
Tazir,
these
you're there as
Are
well.
these in D&D Beyond by chance?
No, they are custom.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and special shout out to Griffin's saddlebag with a bunch of amazing items and art, and tweak them. But it's amazing art. Doesn't that look so kick-ass?
That's pretty great.
Pretty cool.
Thank
Right?
you, Griffin Saddlebag.
And then,
Thank you, Griffin Saddlebag.
and don't forget, if you're watching, it is September. It's just too good not to shout out. So half-price subs, but
September.
I still get the full sub benefits. So you just basically get half off, and Twitch has to eat it.
Nice.
So just a reminder there, and but back into it. So you guys, you attuned to your monocle. Anybody else attuning to theirs, or just wearing them for?
I'm just going to wear it for now.
Just gonna
I
wear
lost the
mine.
handout.
It should just it's not been filed yet. I'll put it under magic items so that way.
Oh,
Cool.
great. Cool. Because I was like, what all can it do again?
I'll put it at the top for now. Yeah, so it should be under magical items.
I still don't have art.
Ooh,
What?
I want to go look at those plans that Gimzik was all like, "No, these are my plans," and I couldn't read them before.
Okay, so now Gimzik and Fendrick are around the table doing some more things. What do you want to? You just want to get a gander at them?
I'm just perusing. I'm not taking anything. I'm not being subtle about it. I just want to read a thing that I couldn't read before.
Oh, okay. You do see something that this one that catches your eye as you're looking at it. It's called. It just says Shadow Drinker, and then it has written, dagger, magical dagger requires attunement, and then and as it keeps scrolling, it just says absorb shadows ? And then it's like bind necrotic damage, and has radiant ? And underlined twice. See this shape of it's kind of roughly drawn. It's more of a Chris dagger, where the foot, and so that's what.
Where's Gimzik?
Gimzik is talking to Fendrick in there. Is he working on what was the other thing? Yeah, right. That was what they were working on for you guys. Both of them.
Yeah,
Are they figuring out how to make
the,
hypnotic pattern easier to
the
cast?
hypnotic
Oh yeah, yeah.
pattern.
No, they're working on
That was it.
the copper pot.
I gave them my ring of spell storing to or
Oh,
yeah,
the
Uzi,
silicone.
you should
No, I
have
have
that.
it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have it for invisibility.
Yeah, and then
the
I
copper
gave
pot
them.
that I got that was fancy.
Yeah, the fancy
Yeah.
copper pot that they're enchanting with hypnotic pattern to use for the Zealeric.
Great.
And you see, as they're working on it, you see Gimzik kind of sit back and he's like, "Well, if you're absolutely sure you want to try that," and then Fendrick's like, "Of course I do. It's brilliant. What it is it's going to be it's a time spell, but I think if I power it through this," and he pulls out his the confounded rod, and he's like, "Well, we don't have the time, do we?" And then Gimzik looks at all of you. His eyes are kind of wide. He's like, "Do we have the time?"
I'm going to
I
back
don't
up
know
out of the
how
door.
much time you need.
What I just say whatever the time is. Like, it's at 9:35 a.m.
I backed up out of the door and I'm crossing to the other side of the room.
That's, you know what, I will take and Gimzik also gets up and starts to vote. Fendrick, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to close the door. He closes the door, and then
I'm going to check the bottle.
Oh yeah, I have the bottle.
just
I
check the,
took it from you last when you couldn't talk.
Oh, that's right. You have the bottle.
and in the bottle it says, "We'll do what we can. Might need Fendrick to come."
Okay.
And then even
If he lives.
as you're listening,
Oh.
Fenrick's gone forever.
oh my god,
Who? Sorry, I don't know if Fendrick.
Fendrick
The
the
halfway
he
that
just
we
acted
brought-
like he erased himself from memory.
Yeah, Fendrick died so hard he was never here.
The race from the campaign.
Oh
He's in
my
a different
God.
campaign. Years later.
So, team.
You hear a whisper before you can't remember just the word.
He's gonna open that fucking door. There's gonna be another beholder. Or the bitch, or both.
No, she's dead.
The biddy.
The bitch is dead.
She's very dead. We made sure of
Very
that.
dead.
Itty bitty.
Dead is possibly dead. Deadington.
Bitty, bitty, bitty.
Oh
No, I
no!
don't know. Did something else crash today?
No.
No, Fanny!
Some of the
What happened?
So as the door opens,
Uh-oh.
very
Smart guy's
slowly,
dumb now. Oh no!
gotta do his intelligence saving throw. We gotta see what happens to Fenric.
This is amazing.
Oh my god, I'm so sad right now. Oh my god.
How long does this last?
Yes.
30 days!
30 days! Anybody got greater restoration?
Oh, thank god.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, nice.
He's fine.
Did you see him? He's
Drama queen!
he's like blinking. He's like, and he's like, his mouth is slack. He's like, I think. Oh my god! I did it! I did it! But it almost.
You alright?
It tried to make me a moron, and he's looking at, like, at the rod. It tried to simplify me. It tried to feeble my mind. It tried to.
Hey, Kaza, you should hold on to this. I think you'll be immune.
He kind of like,
Whoa!
like,
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Woo!
and like Fendrick kind of,
After you said that to the bird, I'll fucking stomp a mud hole in you, boy.
Fendrick kind of like sits at the edge of the door and just kind of starts staring. And Fendrick like, oh well, it didn't, so that's good. And he kind of like
Wait,
steps
did you say
past
that to
him.
me?
No, I was kidding. I didn't say it.
Not in character. And then so Fendrick goes and he pulls the pot. He's like, I don't believe it. And as he brings it out, he's like, somehow he's managed to speed time it up enough so that the enchantment would take hold. And yes, he kind of like holds out the pot to you. It's basically done. All you'll have to do, we've made it. And he goes over and he takes the lid and he puts the lid on top of it. And he's like, so in order to activate it, you spin the lid. And he spins it 3 times, and then he pulls it open and slams it real shut. You see this burst of magic pop out of it and then close. And he closes it before it can take effect on anybody. He's like, and as long as we refract this into the Zealer Keem at a key point where there's many of them, where it'll absorb into the structure, the magical realm of which they're connected to, I believe this should work.
Cool.
So I have a question again.
Is that my job?
Yes.
Wasn't the whole point of making this jar so that we can have it like somebody who does not need to be fighting do it?
Yes, yeah, this should be as once you get it to the place, you can set it, and then, we can have one of us here hold it in place. I mean, I do know how it works, and I'm not very useful in a fight, but I will fight for...
Well, that's fine. I was just saying we might need Visair.
Oh, yes, no, anyone can do this. Even you, he kind of, guard, he kind of summons a guard over. What can I do? What can I do for you?
And I'm sure he's perfectly capable of many things. Look at that beefy boy.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but I can do that. See, like I said, he can do it. I meant just people of non-magical persuasions.
I meant he could fight, too.
Oh, of course he can fight.
Look at that beefy boy.
He'd probably fight better than I can.
So are you
So what you're saying is that anyone can set this off, so we can kind of like, as long as we can just coordinate with somebody to set it off at the right time.
Precisely.
Or the big old dragon roar.
I mean, that seems like it seems like we might want to stagger them, though. You know,
Well,
Maybe.
like we'd start everything off crazy, and then once we have like an opportune moment, have the hypnotic pattern go off.
Yeah, that seems fair. I mean, I don't know.
Let's see. What's another
I don't know if there's a big old roar, people are gonna look up and then see the hypnotic pattern unless they know.
Yeah,
to
but
look
didn't you already
away.
tell your contacts that when they hear the roar to start some shit?
Yeah, and I also
Wanna
told
give
them
them
not to look at the Zealer Akeem, so I mean I don't know if I hear a dragon roar, I look up.
Right. Well, all I'm saying is they hear the dragon roar. Give them some time to really, start causing some mayhem. They already know not to look at the Zora Akeem, and then like maybe once we get to the gates or once we hit a crucial point, we can then fire it off. I could shoot a flare into the air. Do you think that you'd be able to see that from where you need to post up?
well, I do need someone to. We will need to get the copper pot where it belongs. I believe there is a point up. Well, there's an alcove about near the roof. of the ceiling where there used to be a meditation point for traveling monks before they were all exiled from our city, of course. Many would climb up there as part of a sort of pilgrimage of sorts, as far as I know, where they would commune with the Zila Akim and kind of learn from them. That could be a spot where we could activate this. If they were able to communicate with it, I believe we could force this into the Zila Akim. It's just we'd have to get up there. And I don't know what's
How
up
far
there.
away is it? How tall's the roof?
The roof, it's about, so overall we're about 2 miles to the ceiling, but I believe this would be about a mile hike. It is more of a climb than a hike, although I will admit it gets pretty much vertical at points, but
What if you could fly?
well, then I would fly there.
Do you think there'll be any danger to you once you are up there?
Well, judging by the Zila Akim, it's impossible to tell, actually. There are stories of certain guardians of the Akim, but I don't know them particularly well. I don't know if they're true or not, but it does seem pertinent that somebody who can protect me from being smooshed would be much appreciated.
Alright. Anyone else in this city fly?
Frederick looks up. I can do that. I can fly. I can fly very well. I can make all of us fly.
Is that right?
It's okay.
So, do you think you could take Gimsick and 3 or 4? How many do you think you need? How many soldiers do you think you need?
Well, fortunately, I have no idea of knowing. I was really
And then-
hoping that maybe one or two of you could maybe accompany me.
Isn't Fenric gonna have to be able to make sure that we look like dwarves until after the fight tonight? The
Oh, I
champion
think-
fight?
Not for me.
Well, for
Yeah,
me,
For me, yeah. Because I'll only be invisible for a minute.
Well, I
Ooh,
mean,
what about this?
we could.
What about
I-
this? We go to the fight all disguised as dwarves.
well,
I
that's what
cast
I meant.
Invisibility, and
Fenric
then I go
is the
grab
one that disguised like me as a dwarf.
Well, we
Yeah,
could
he
fly
can
up there
do
now, and then I could wait till the flight, the signal to activate it.
You're gonna hang up on a roof for 8 hours?
Oh, it's an alcove up there. Once you get up there, it's a nice. I don't have to hang. I can sit and wait.
Oh shit! Yeah, I could do that. I could fly him up there right now.
I was thinking, should
How dangerous is it? Is it dangerous? We should all go.
He
Is that what you're
doesn't
saying?
know.
I
know.
I'm
I'm
afraid-
just asking his opinion. I'm not.
But
I'm not
make
asking for an
me
answer.
look like I don't know.
Yes.
Make me look like that orc again.
Okay.
Make me able to fly somebody. I'll take him. I'm a big beefy boy.
All right.
And if I can fly, I can come back. Everything's fine.
I mean, wait. Does anyone else have any other stuff to do? Because we might as well all go if we're gonna. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if the fewer of us go, the less likely we are to be seen getting up there.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's just me and Fenric, he can just hang out on my back. Wait, is
But
this
if it's
Fenric or
really
Gimzik
dangerous,
that's
do you
going?
want to be there, or do you want me to
yeah.
be there?
Gimzik.
Let's just do the 3 of you guys. Gimzek, Bloodscale, and
Very well.
then is there any sort of like signal you guys could give us in case something goes wrong?
Yeah. Listen for the clap of thunder in the cave. That should echo pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Very well. Shall we then?
Let's do it.
I guess let's go. Fuck it.
All right.
Somebody make me an orc. Somebody wrap my
oh,
hands,
wait.
and then somebody let me fly.
Hold on a second. How many hours are we from the fight?
You're still about like 9 away from.
Let's wait until 7 hours till the fight, because seeming lasts for 8. That way, that gives us an hour of buffer on the back end. That way, he can
Get
disguise
this little
all of
boy
us
do
now.
math. Proud of him.
Look at that.
Yeah, I learned things. I can count. I can
That's
count
more than
really
I
good.
can do.
And
I
you got
have
one
to
up on
count
me.
shiny things a lot. Like all the things I take from places.
Oh, very well.
Alright. In the meantime, is there anything else we want to make sure we have? Or... Did we pick up the potions yet?
She's on her way to do it now.
Okay, great.
By yourself?
I'm gonna need my armor in like 2 hours. Heads up.
Oh, it's almost done, dear.
Okay. Maybe, dear.
No, I'm on my way to do that.
And so you and Mesnos head out. Go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage because you're.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. 19. Let's see how does he do. Oh no, Mesnos has a thing where he's invisible in shadows. So he uses his packed
cool.
boon, and as you look back, you don't see Mesnos at all, and you just hear, "Very on me." He kind of like pats your head.
That's not creepy at all.
You do hear footsteps
Watch it,
still.
you fap!
I guess he's
What?
since he has footsteps, look at stealth.
Fap.
All right, so you guys make your way through the city, and you see when you get you come out of the sewers, you see the dwarvish form of Mesnos kind of climb out and look around, and you guys continue on your way. You make your way similar to the what you saw before. There are nets hanging above certain alleyways and things like that. And then Mesnos kind of like bends down and to like pick you up, and then he kind of like looks at you and shrugs. And he keeps walking. And eventually, guys, you make your way to Helmata's. You open the door, and it's you kind of like you go to open the door, and you realize you're a cat, and he turns the door and opens it for you. As you walk in, you see Helmata. She kind of looks up, one eye closed. Oh, are you there? Well, so nice to see you again. Well, you to know small effort on my part. And she kind of like blinks heavily. And staying up for nearly 48 hours. I think I've got this right. He like starts to slump a little bit.
around Mesnos' legs, and I like trot up to Helmana. I don't want to like shift change again and lose my other.
She's looking at you. That is you, isn't it? And she kind of like, yeah, that's you. All right. All right. Well, I don't want to scratch your ear, but I know how weird that is when you're in that form. Feels good though.
I hop
She scratches
up on the
behind your
table,
ear.
I tilt my head a little bit and twitch my ear.
Very nice. All right there. So this is what I was able to make for you. So, Mauling Madness came out. So what it'll do is it's a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. Then you take 3d6 poison. Then on your second time, after being poisoned, it's a DC 16 on Terrified. And on the third and final affecting turn, it's AC 18 Wisdom saving throw. And then you seize up and take 4d6 psychic damage and are paralyzed for the next turn. So a total of 4 turns of effect. And then when you come out of it, you are prone after falling over. So this one came out pretty proud of that one, actually. She kind of winks at you since it was your idea. And then she...
brutal.
As far as the Dead Man's Revenge, I got close as I could. That's a DC 14. And then the hallucinations, just make them either flee or you're paralyzed, depending on what it is you see, rather than how well they save. So that one's good to go. And she kind of like, she's handing these to Mesnos. So again, finally, the Fire Scritch. And she pulls out this bottle of like this very fine powder. She's like, this was particularly nice. You can roll it as a bonus action or an action, and it'll flow through the air much nicer than regular sand. And you get disadvantage on attacks and concentration checks for the next minute until you make your save or are magically clean. So she hands it over. I suppose that'll be doing it for you, won't? She kind of looks at you, one eye closed, and then she kind of like starts to like lean a little bit and blinks again. Oh,
I look at the 3, and then I look around, like, as if there are any more. Like, to see if there are any more.
What, am I forgetting anything? Yeah. Kind of like looks at you.
I'm pawing at him, and I'm like, looking at her like, are there any more?
Forgetting any?
No, like, are there
Quantity.
more than one? Because, like, we
Oh.
got a shit ton of stuff for
He's
it.
Like, unfortunately, to make them this fast, it does require a lot more materials than usual. I was only able to make one of each, but the Fire Scritch and the Dead Man's Revenge are sprays, so you can affect everybody within a 15-foot cone. They're more, and the Dead Man's Revenge and the Fire Scritch each have 3 charges.
Ah.
And
Old aerosol technology.
it's
Murdering people and the planet for years.
But my hair's gotta look good.
So
Do
good,
a
dude.
edit Dead Man's Revenge so that it says 3 charges under it too.
Yep, already done.
Charge.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right, so and then she looks at. She's like, "Well, hopefully this isn't the last time I see you, but if it is, don't worry. I'll find you and I'll make sure that you don't stay under this mountain. See the air and if
I give her a wink.
she winks
Little
back.
cat wink.
So much
Wink and
winking
a
going
Tail
on.
twitch.
She goes to wink, but one of her eyes is like closed from being tired, so it just looks like she blinks her other eye.
I nudge the potions over to Mesnos.
Mesnos kind of picks them and he puts them back in the bag. Thank you very much. Keep her.
And I'm looking at papers to see if there's ingredient lists or anything.
Yeah, see, as you start to like sniff around the papers, she's like, "Don't worry, I'll send them to you after you're done."
I give her a nod and then I hop down from the table.
Question is, do you show her your butthole?
I do.
Right question, how do you help that?
You hear a small chuckle as you flagrantly pop your tail up, and she's like, "Oh yes," and then she reaches up and pulls off an Enoch pod and tosses it to Mesnos.
I do. I'm, no, and thanks.
And then she kind of nods. She's like, "Well, no, go. People are stranger than they already." Thank
Crazy
you
cat
very
lady.
much. Gotta make your way back. Another stealth check. Perfect. So, and then jumping in and out of shadows, you two make your way back, and Mesnos is super stealthy. Like he just keeps finding these pockets of shadow to disappear into, and then reappear and disappear. And unless you're keeping an eye on him, he just seems to appear at random, and it's kind of disconcerting, but is rather effective as you guys make your way back.
It's Mesnos. Is it not disconcerting?
That's Mesnos, the weird rat guy. So you guys make your way back.
Actually, it's
He's demon. Demon. All right, and then so you guys make your way back. And, as you arrive, everybody's kind of sitting around waiting. You guys are finishing up. Breakfast has been kind of served to you guys. It's mainly bread. It's bread and some like gruel. It's been sweetened, and it's kind of like a cream of wheat and toast kind of breakfast. And then not very amazing, but it does the job. Sticks to the ribs.
Moment we're back, I shift back and I grab the bag and I'm like, we have it! Oh, this is wonderful! And I take the Enoch plant, or the pod, and I'm like, I need to plant this immediately, but we have the potions, and they're sprays with cones! Ah, it's gonna affect multiple people.
This does seem
alright.
fantastic.
Absolutely. No, that's great.
Yeah, I'm going to short. I do need to take a short rest so that I have my wild shape back for the fight tonight. But
Hey, well, enjoy some breakfast. Have a sit down.
yeah,
like
I'll show you guys the potions after I plant this pod. Give me 1 second, and I go and I
where are
plant
you
my
gonna-
Enoch pod. I
Where you
put
planting
together
it?
some. Well, I'm gonna search for a pot or a tin or something.
Okay.
She
like, puts it in the dirt.
copper pods.
I'm gonna
Everybody's
find like
gonna
a
be hot as
Moscow
shit,
Mule
too.
mug.
You
I'm
found.
gonna find
Okay,
a
so
Moscow Mule mug or something, and
roll a,
I'm gonna.
roll a perception check. All right, you find a tea kettle that you think might work.
That works. All right. So I use that, and I got an herbalism kit. So I mean, I'll make use of that. And
So where are you getting dirt? Is the thing.
If she was smart, she would say druid craft.
You can't do
yeah,
it. Okay, so you drew craft some dirt into the
You're
in-
welcome. Dear.
into the
thank you.
into the
I didn't know you could make dirt appear. That's awesome.
The drone craft's pretty fun. So you kind of, as you kind of like you pull you roll basically wave your hand over the pot, and the rest of you see like just a bunch of dirt and dust kind of fall off of her hand into the pot. You put the Enoch plant in, and then wave again one more time, and it fills up the pot. And then Druid craft just a light sprinkling of water over the top of it. It's in the soil. And then as you're kind of looking at holding the pot, and all of a sudden you hear, "What the hell you doing with my teapot?" Did you just... Is that dirt in there? Oh, that doesn't come... You know what?
This drug is priceless. Okay.
All right.
No.
Take your word on it. You know, I guess allies have their cost, I guess.
That's alright. I'll buy you a new one. I'll buy you twice. How much was that one? How much was that pot there?
I'll pay for it.
Oh, it's no big deal. I'm just like, you know, teapot. It's just, I was going to have some tea. It's okay. Sure, somebody here could conjure up something. And he kind of looks
I
over at the
literally
tea-
just take the teapot that is in my adventurer's kit and just like, here,
Oh, well, that
Yeah.
works. Well, they're on you.
fucking teapot.
He kind of he starts. He's like, I was just joking. I don't even want tea right now, but thank you. And he kind of puts it back.
Hey, alright. Well, I want some tea, so I'll make it. Just
All right then. Yeah.
I take
My druid craft. No.
blood scales teapot, and I make a pot of tea.
Perfect. Okay. So
And
Well,
that's the
that's
first tea
going
that's
on.
actually been made in that.
I show everybody Dead Man's Revenge, Mauling Madness, and Fire Scritch.
Ooh, that's cool.
and they're under potions. As if you want to look at them.
Say Fire Scritch and Dead Man's Revenge are. What's the range for the cones?
15-foot cone.
15-foot cone. That's not listed in there.
Sorry, 1 second.
It's making Star Wars monster noises.
All right. So that's in there now.
Alright.
Very
This is what we worked so hard for. This is the product that I will be able to make on my own as we travel. I will be practicing and finessing these potions as we travel, hopefully improving them and making plenty more where that came from.
Well, alright. I like
We'll
it.
get to test this out as we go.
I have another question.
Yes, let's go.
You
Get a
recognize
T-shirt that
question.
says that.
How quickly are we leaving if we succeed?
I guess it depends on how received.
Well, if our side wins, we'll probably be perceived fine.
So after the parade.
Well, we'd probably need to recover a bit, maybe a few
Should
days.
we just cut to Bloodscale and Uza doing their thing.
I'm asking a question, you dick! God damn! You son of a bitch!
I'm sorry. It's like, man, I don't want to do that.
I'm in character, you dildo!
Alright. Fair enough. My bad.
A few days.
Well, the town's probably gonna be pretty fucked,
We're still
even if we win.
Probably to help put them back on their feet, maybe. Heal people, maybe set a few things right. I could
Rebuild
probably
a bit of fucking it up infrastructure.
Yeah, I could probably replenish the food stores by helping the farms regrow some food if we destroy any of the food.
I'm just saying we might end up here a little bit longer than everybody's expecting. That's all.
What's
No,
your
it's
plan?
fine, guys. We just put a timeline on it. It'll work out fine.
Well, I'm not saying having to stay here for a bit's a bad thing, Uza. I'm just saying it might behoove us to just recognize that that might be a thing that we have to do.
Fair
Just
enough.
use a weird word.
What's the? Isn't that what's on the bottom of a horse? Some behooves.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not good at animal anatomy.
Alright, take the guy to the thing. We gotta get this done today. Alright, vamonos, go, yeah! Get out
I'm
of
gonna
here!
go take a short rest. I'm gonna
Speaking
go
of horses.
meditate.
Yeah. All right. Is it just me
Big
going?
fight today.
No, I'm
Wait.
going, but somebody's got to make me a dwarf. Somebody,
We're all
we should
changing,
seem
right?
everybody who can't change now while there's the overlap for the fight.
Yes. Anyone need changing?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh yes. He kind of. But I just
don't know
have to
who
do it all at
else.
once. Raise your hands. You fire lady. Do you need changed?
Sure.
All right then. And then. All right, and you tall fellow. Vice, you do need changed as well.
You know what? I'll take a free change. Yeah, why not?
All right, very well. Group in and.
Wait,
What? Yes.
wait,
You're gonna have to
Zephyr,
get
do you
Zephyr
want free
after-
change?
She's taking a nap.
I'm
that's okay, I
taking
can-
a short rest so I have an extra shift.
I can cast it from here. Not a problem. Just
She doesn't
before you
need to
go.
change. She's gonna be looking like the orc.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm gonna be orching.
All right. Well, and then you, my feathered friend. I assume you would like also a change.
Yes, please.
All right, here we go. And he snaps his fingers, and then it's just like instantaneous. Like you just see like a bunch of dwarvish versions of yourselves standing around,
And one orc.
and one orc.
Do I still have the fucking eye scar
You do.
looking
You
all
look
edgy?
Yep, exactly like last time.
Perfect.
Fenric, do you need to like pay attention for this to keep going or no?
No, that's actually out of this. And he kind of shakes the rod. It's one of the
Oh,
few things
then-
I've mastered without hurting myself.
Oh, okay. Then can you make me fly too?
Yes, that I will do. And he kind of, he takes out a small feather and he spins it on the, as it kind of like magnetizes to his fingers. He spins the feather. And as he throws it up, you all feel yourselves raise into the air.
I can fly, I can fly.
All right, let's go as
Tazir,
fast as we
Vicer,
can.
are you going?
Wait.
I'm not going. Right?
Yeah, I think it's just me, Bloodscale, and
Oh, okay.
Gimzik.
I don't know why. I
Gimzik?
thought-
Right? I mean, I could go with you, but will it make it faster? You think, or will it just slow you guys down?
I think we're just hauling ass there and coming back.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm gonna need like all my spells. So
It's like
Yeah.
haul us there,
Just
do a
hang
quick
out.
sweep and make sure he'll be safe, and then get the fuck out.
cool. I'll listen for thunder. If we hear thunder, then we'll boogie it up there.
Sounds good. The Gizmic, do you want to climb on my back?
Uh,
Don't make it weird.
Sure.
I think he made him fly too.
I can
Oh.
fly myself though. May have
Oh,
also been.
never mind.
I mean, some other time though.
Okay. Next time, finger
Next-
guns.
Next time,
Okay.
finger guns. All right.
Yeah, they're like bows, but like you make your hands like L's and you do this. Pew, pew, pew.
Ah,
I had a weird
I
dream
taught him
about
that.
it one
That
time.
was me.
Yeah, it is. Like firebolts come out. Pew, pew. Or
Alright
like
then.
purple magic that hits the ceiling but not enemies.
and,
Bloodscale taught me that one.
Desir, are you?
That's
are
only
you
when I use
staying?
this finger and I flip them off.
Oh, I'm gonna flip
I
off
what now?
Gimzik.
Are you going with them to do the gem scouting?
I don't.
Can if you want
Be
to.
invisible. I don't know that'll be that much help.
Oh,
You're a
Invisible.
dwarf.
You
Slash
seem
You
to
look
stealth.
like a dwarf right now.
Yeah, you
Oh, I'm
seem.
a dwarf. Yeah, but I mean passing without a trace.
Oh, that would
I can
definitely
hit
help them.
things.
Yeah, you can.
I'll go with you. I want to go.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
We'll just say he made you fly too.
Oh, he did. I assumed he
Flap,
can make
flap.
everybody fly. So, all right, everybody who's going,
Woo!
roll stealth checks.
All right.
I pick up my armor real quick.
Oh yes, your armor
Oh,
is done, and you're able to pick it up.
Before we leave, everyone, just a
That's
heads
not very
up.
stealthy.
There's nets over the alleyways, so
We'll find a
just be careful
spot.
where you start flying.
Well, we'll all find a nice big spot for all of us. And we'll just go.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yes.
Up with my
Good
shit.
thing it's 17. That
Yeah.
passed without
Yeah.
a trace late.
So you guys quickly and quietly float up into the night. Gimzik is kind of leading the way as you guys are kind of weaving through, and then kind of leads you into this cave. It's
Isn't it
glows
technically day?
super brightly. Yeah,
No.
You said into the night.
sorry, into the darkened sky because the Zealer
It's a cave.
aren't keeping. Yeah,
Into
you're in
the
a
cave
cave, and
night.
they're no longer keeping pace with the outside day and time. It's one consistent pattern. But there is a particularly bright spot that he keeps you guys are flying towards that Zik leads you, and then you eventually land and walk into this alcove. There are crystals light. They seem to sparkle with the same blues and dark pink, bright pinks and dark purples. And then here there's also different colors of like oranges, reds, whites, and silvers that also flow through crystals at this particular. And so you guys kind of land and get perception checks from everyone.
I can do that.
Take that.
And
The bro.
I see as much as you do.
Ah,
and so
in your mind.
looking around, you guys don't see anything very untoward, and you. Jim's like, "Oh, very well. I believe it's around here." And he starts to make his way.
Whoop, whoop.
What?
mm-mm.
What? Hmm? Steps back. What?
Let me do my thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna sneak forward and see what I see.
Do your thing. We'll keep your 25 for or 15
Oh.
marks too. And as you sneak forward, go ahead and move your token.
Okay. I'm gonna feel right about. Let's go.
And then and then you see around the corner there's a larger cluster, and this is just it seems to be made of pure crystal, and it seems to be of like 3 major formations of crystal, and then a smooth spot in the center of all 3 of them that seems to be smoothed out as a seat.
Seat.
Make another perception check.
29.
Perfect.
Tell me
Okay.
your secrets.
With a 29, you do see something moving in the crystals. It's this one little bit. Recognize it looks like a floating. of crystal.
I'm going to pass back into my ear that there is a floating head crystal up ahead, and it does not look too kindly. But I don't want to shoot things because that's my first reaction, and it has not been the way to do things lately. Does anybody want to talk to it?
Brandon, you're muted. Speaking.
I don't know if it talks words.
Should I shoot it?
No.
Okay.
If there were monks that came up here, they were probably fairly peaceful, so we should probably be fairly peaceful.
Okay. I'm gonna try something. This is probably going to backfire. But But you guys have my back, right?
Sure.
What were you gonna say, Taz?
No. What are you gonna do? Asking for a friend.
I'm gonna correct my violent ways, and I'm gonna try to approach this creature peacefully.
Okay. How do you approach?
Give me 10
But
minutes. I
how?
can talk to animals. It might work.
Yes, sing them a song and bring a bevy of animals. It's clearly
I
the
don't-
most peaceful way to approach this.
No. Who sings? I mean, literally, I talk bear.
I
to them.
might. I wouldn't. What?
Taz, what languages do you speak?
A lot of them.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, you
I speak Celestial, Orc, Primordial. And
Okay.
oh, that we're speaking right meow.
You could try while I sit here and see if I can talk to a bear about it.
I see a man about a bear.
I see a bear about a man.
Whoa.
That's
Wavelength.
amazing.
I see a man bear about a bear man.
I'm
Yeah,
a bear.
I see a
Man
man bear man about a
pig.
pig.
So how do you want to you want to approach? Or are you gonna wait for people? What are you doing?
I mean, I was just unless you guys have something else, I'm gonna try my thing.
As
I'm
if you
waiting
know a
for-
bunch of language.
Taz knows like a
Can
bunch of
I?
languages.
Yeah, I was like, can I try to?
That's
Nice.
perfect. Why
They
don't you go
speak
out?
any
and
of the
talk to-
languages that I speak?
Go
Try.
talk to him, and maybe
I don't
you'll
know.
understand what he says back.
And if it
Okay.
goes poorly, I'll shoot him for
Okay.
you.
Oh, that's. Define goes poorly. I feel like we need some parameters.
Smashy, smashy, slashy,
Ouchie,
slashy.
I mean, if he tries
Fire.
to kill me,
Yeah.
Yes.
like, you know, because if he starts yelling at me, I think.
As you guys are talking, the form stands up.
Uh,
and steps
Talk to it.
forward.
Go. Go.
Wait, so
I'm
it's
going
not
to
just a
walk
head?
towards him and say, "Hello, friend," in Celestial first.
Celestial. So as you
Start
speak in
there.
Celestial, the rest of you hear, as Taz speaks, this strange kind of almost chorus-like language, backed up with almost a warm glow, and it feels beautiful to listen to. You don't know what she's saying, but it seems to kind of ring inside of your ears. The thing stands up, and it is a good 15 feet tall, rocks kind of forming together, crystals jutting out of it. It kind of steps forward, and as you speak, its head tilts back.
I'm gonna say, "Hello, friend," in Primordial, because that seems better.
As you speak in Primordial, you see the creature kind of nod. And as it nods, it puts up a hand. Go ahead and move your token where you're at. See and talk.
Oh God.
Oh God. Hold on. Stand
just-
by.
You're just gonna be up by.
He's yeah, I'll be up by Uza. You're like a little ahead.
So to the right next to you,
Oh shit.
across the way.
Oh, hey!
These step out, and then the one next to you steps in front of you. It's and in Primordial back, all three together say, "What brings you to this place? Seek, come, strong."
Oh, we definitely seek commune.
Come. Is it of
Peace! Totally peace.
speaking of? Have you found?
Wow, that is a
Is he
really
speaking?
in-depth question that I wasn't prepared for.
It's going great, Taz. You got it. I just gotta give her the thumbs up because I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, the rest of you
Guys, we
just
come
hear
in
like
peace, right?
you hear like it almost sounds like this combination of like rocks grinding together. So like with the ring of crystal behind. So it's like.
Oh god, why did we split the
That is
party?
just beautiful. Is that the song of your people?
That's just the way that primordial sounds.
They made the song of your people.
Sing me the
And
song.
then, as they
From a land down under.
Shut up.
and all three of them now are moving synchronized as they kind of all tilt their head back. You come to find peace, create peace.
I think we're trying to create peace.
And as they look forward into you, one kneels down and is now like eye level with see tension.
Yeah.
Okay,
As long as it doesn't involve cutting me open.
as you say yes, the rest of
Bye.
you see this light pop out of a crystal on the forehead of the creature. It goes up to Taz and catches to your forehead. Resist?
No.
Okay. And then so
Minimally.
it goes into your brain, and then all of a sudden you are flooded with all of these memories of why you were sent to this place, of the danger of the purple, the approaching war, the inability of those non-Ganassi to fight it, its seeming control over the elements, and then the corruption of the city, and how now you're trading places back and forth, and you have multiple threats, and you're just trying to make it through and keep a good spirits through it all, and just be of some help to this impending doom of the world. And then all of a sudden, that all happens in a flash, and then the rest of you see it come the kind of more gold light come out, and it's red tinted, slightly, and it has a ring of flame around it. It goes back into the head of the creature. Creature nods, and then they all start marching back, and settle back into their crevices, super hard to see.
Okay. How does she look? Does she look okay?
It's nice to meet you. I think we're good, guys.
I'm gonna come out with my hands up.
Just unshakable. Like poker brain, and she's like, "Okay, we got him."
Okay.
We're good, everybody.
We're good. We're good. Sorry. Oh God, is my nose bleeding?
I think we're fine.
And so as you say,
Yeah, how does she look?
she looks fine, completely unchanged.
All right.
Yeah, as you turn around and say we're fine, you see Gimzek just standing behind you, his eyes like saucers, his mouth open. Okay, I didn't know those were a thing. Very well. And he kind of like shuffles past you guys, like he's super easy, like kind of just pushing you aside. And well, all right, this was easier than I thought. And he kind of makes his way over to the throne, and he kind of pulls out the copper pot. And then as he's sitting there, he's looking at it, just like he puts like the copper pot down. He's like, so I guess I'll wait here.
Taz, are they gonna like? They're not gonna kill Gimzek, are they?
What?
No, no, definitely not. Give him the thumbs up.
He gives it back.
Hey,
Do I even
Gimzek?
believe her at this point?
What?
You what now?
Gimzek, you might want to like do that thing that people do when they get really calm and they just like think about things.
Oh, yes, meditation. Not one of my greatest practices, but I suppose I can't try it here. I suppose I won't be able to pull it off anywhere.
don't see us
I
slow
just
fall,
think that is like the least hostile thing you could possibly do.
You know what? That is good advice. He kind of sits down on the spot. He starts to he crosses his legs, and then he like uncrosses them, and then he recrosses them, and he's trying to like settle into it, and he puts his hands together, and then he starts twiddling his thumbs faster, and then he slows it down.
Hey,
What?
hey, just I don't think you have to do it a certain way. I literally think that you just have to get comfortable, man.
Oh. Right. Kind of like leans into it. It is surprisingly soft. It's kind of like sinks into it, and then he starts to like see his back like straighten a little bit. but like just kind of shuts his eyes. When he opens them again, you see just the tiniest ripple, old light, flash over his color, the pupils.
I think I'm helping.
It's kind of like sits there. It's kind of
Hey, one last thing.
yes.
If this doesn't somehow weirdly magically tell you when we need you to do the thing, your cue is now the clap of lightning and thunder.
Well, call of thunder.
That sound good, Uza?
Yeah.
I mean, it should still echo to up here.
Yeah, should. Let me just, yeah.
Yeah, don't test it.
No,
That'd be
no.
bad.
No.
But yeah, no, that's good. So you keep doing you. Don't try not to pass out.
Okay, I will.
Or if you pass out, just pass out for a little bit. You got some time, I suppose.
Should be pretty loud. It'll be from a god.
Oh, it's quite loud.
So the rest of us should leave while we can still fly.
And you notice the crystals around him as he says, "Oh," they brighten.
They really do reflect the mood.
Okay, we should leave while we can still fly.
I gotta take Claddock up here.
No, come on, leave. We gotta fly.
Yep. Okay.
I don't want to fall to my death today.
So as you guys make your way back out towards the entrance,
Fell to my death the other day.
can I get you stealth checks?
You and your friends fell to your deaths the other day.
Well, they went down, and I was like, "How about no?"
Dead, Ferda. Ferda. Right.
Oof. I have to roll at disadvantage.
No, you don't anymore.
Woo!
Did they
Not
finish
winning
it?
They finished it. Yeah, your armor's done.
Well, the 3 was the first number anyway.
That's fair. I just for future. Yeah, no, okay, but that's okay. It's a group check, and these 20s did cover you up, and pass without a trace is still active for the first bit of the flight. So overall, you guys pass. And as you make your way down, looking up at the ceiling, the blue overall is just a little bit brighter.
That's nice.
Are you guys headed? Where are you guys headed? Back to head out? Or are you guys going to fight? Are you gonna some stuff?
Well, the fight's,
say we-
there's still some time to the fight.
Yep.
I said we regroup and then head to the
Yeah,
fight
we
together.
Should regroup.
I agree.
Because having looked at
Are you here?
3 very large 10-feet things, I was like, "Oh, we probably shouldn't have split the party." But I'm
Also,
glad
Also, when we
Um,
land, I do the quick, wrap a rope around my hands and toss it to one of the dwarf-looking ones.
All right. So you guys land successfully, and
I am Guy Incognito.
Guy Incognitus.
I'll take it and
And
unnecessarily yank it too often.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted.
Every once in a while, just a nervous yank, yank. And with that, it's 9:30. We'll go ahead and wrap this session up. Any final thoughts or questions or anything? So a little rocky start, but I think it caught its stride.
Things are shaping up nicely.
We have prepped the living fuck
believe
out
I
of this.
Ready for a rebellion, man. Ready
Okay.
to overthrow the government.
Dude, I love the bunch of pictures you found, by the way. Those are friggin' badass.
Right?
Yeah,
I
those
thought
are great.
I thought those were pretty kick-ass. I'm super.
Especially Dead Man's Revenge. I'm like, holy shit, that looks...
I wanted something that looked fucking evil. Like, there's no doubt that this will do bad things to you. Like,
No doubt.
No
No
doubt.
doubt.
Yeah, Hauling Madness definitely makes you look like you're gonna trip balls.
yeah, and that's the thing. I tried to find stuff that kind of just matched your descriptions, and then Fire Scritch. I was hard to find one with dust coming out of the top of it. Finally found one.
That look... Yeah, they look super close to the descriptions, so
And then
I love it.
you guys all have the monocle clarities are all done, so those should work pretty darn well.
I'm gonna attune to those.
You guys can choose to attune to them or leave them leave them without attunement. Up to you. So I think that
I'm attuned.
yeah, it's
You
pretty
get
much.
the
If
invisibility.
we don't
and true
attune
sight.
to them, they don't work, right?
No, you get the invisibility and the true sight.
If you attune.
If you
It's being able to see the invisible things that are invisible or true sight if you attune to it. but it'll still guard against the hypnotic pattern without attunement.
Yeah, it'll still guard
And
against the
languages.
hypnotic pattern. You got the
And-
comprehend languages and the filter of dark vision. So if you don't have dark vision, you can use it for that.
Okay. Oh, I
Very
wonder if
nice.
Vincent
Use
is
it like a
gonna want this
pirate
back.
patch. Just
Pretty much.
switch your eyes.
Excellent. And then
Like fucking Bloodscale had to for the longest goddamn time just in existence.
that was pretty fun.
I should probably ask Gimzik if he's expecting these back.
Just so you know,
Hey,
if I get to 10,000 points, I'm gonna make you play a horror game.
Oh hell yes. Okay. I'm down for that. And yeah,
Oh,
don't
yeah, how
forget
many
your
points do I have? How do
your
I tell that?
stream recover. It should be in the little.
You go down to the store, and you can see credits. Current, you have 8,900.
I have 8,000.
hey, you're the closest.
I have
I keep using mine to make him do
7,800.
voices he hates doing.
It's true. It's
Oh,
pretty
man.
entertaining.
But I'm saving up for that 10,000. So I can
I'm gonna
play.
pick me the goofiest dating sim I can find.
Oh no.
Hot
Hato boy.
Oh, yeah.
Hatoful
Fuck horror
boyfriend?
game.
Oh, I'll make the
Coming
one
out
where
on
he
top.
has to date
The
pro
gay
Jared.
stories.
Oh no.
Boy, skinny penis.
It's not my boy. Not my boy.
Alright, he'll
That's
probably
not
date the
underage,
peanut
that's
butter
not gonna
gamer.
work.
Heyo.
Oh damn.
Oh man.
All right, and then oh yeah,
Alright.
don't forget September half off subs. Just too good not to
Half
mention
off
one more
subs,
time.
y'all. That's a
Uh,
half off sub. That means it's only what? 250? 250.
Yep, and that all goes
Really?
straight to this guy.
Bitch, those haven't been $5 for a year and a half.
Is this all week or is this
This
just
is all
how long
month.
does this
All the
all
month, the whole month of September. So
Alright,
tell your
September
friends,
is
tell
Subway.
your family.
September.
Yeah,
September.
September. Oh,
It is
fuck's
sponsored
sake.
by Subway, for the record. Yeah,
Of course it is.
of course it is. But
You don't have to mention that
Speaking-
part.
Guy's named Jared with a questionable sexual history.
Oh my god. Holy
Note
shit.
to self,
ain't
never
wrong.
name a kid Jared.
Note to self. Holy shit. All right, and then
Never name
perfect.
that child Jared.
So, other than that, any other last minute questions or anything?
Nope, I think I'm good.
All right,
Oh,
so
man.
that's
Good.
Everything's awesome, copacetic. It's been nice playing with you.
hell yeah. All right,
You
so we'll,
dogs.
You all.
I have a few
Yeah.
things that I'll
Miss
send you that
you.
Bloodscale is going to try to work on in the time between now and the fight.
perfect. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and send me those.
Oh, and,
I might be able to
within-
expedite them so we can move a little quicker next time. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna let everyone know. I might. One of the IT guys says he might have a workaround for my particular Cintiq, my home Cintiq. So there's a chance I'll get character art actually happen.
What's wrong
Okay,
with your
that
home
is-
Cintiq?
The drivers aren't working at all, and it refuses
Hey,
to.
but-
Like the program refuses to even recognize the Cintiq. Also, it's been a long time since I've done art,
That's a
so
bummer.
it's probably gonna be bad, and I'm gonna have to. It's gonna take me a long time. So, just
I'm beyond excited.
yeah.
Honestly, you probably just need a full uninstall of the old drivers. A
Yeah.
full uninstall of the
Full
old
uninstall.
drivers.
All right, so for now,
I mean, yeah,
say goodbye
there.
to the nice people, everybody.
Goodbye to the
Bye.
nice people, everybody.
Bye.
Everybody get the fuck out.